Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's November 11th, 2024, which means here in Canada it's Remembrance Day, and many other British Commonwealth countries around the world. In the US, they have Veterans Day today. And on top of that, I have some mail that arrived last week, both from Ida Marie in Washington and Stephen in Australia that I want to get to. Plus, Canada Post has issued several stamps in the last couple of weeks. One of which is a Remembrance Day stamp. So I'm going to start with that one, and then I will finish the video with the new Christmas and holiday stamps that have come out. There's 4 of those that were issued just last week. Whew, we got a lot to cover, and it's all out here in front of me. So if you've watched these videos before, I go around the table and show you all the different things that's displayed out in front of me. We'll talk about who sent them, and if I have some information about them, I'll tell you that too. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on anything that is upcoming. Well, let's talk a little bit about Remembrance Day. So here in town, there will be several commemorative services going on at the Cenotaph in Victoria Park. There'll be a ceremony as well at the Moncton Coliseum and a couple other locations around town in Dieppe and Riverview. Where at 11 o'clock we'll have a moment of silence. There'll be a laying of the wreaths. Those people that have served our country bravely, many of them will be out in uniforms with their medals, and it gives us a chance to honor the service that they did. Well, on October 28th, Canada Post put out a stamp that commemorates not only the soldiers that bravely fought for us, but those that served here at home to help keep those soldiers and troops all fed. And what that stamp is the Farmettes and Soldiers of the Soil stamp. So there's 2 stamps in this booklet of 10, and I will show you those. And we'll read about the history of them too. It says, "We are proud of the troops which Canada is sending us, but we also look forward to her for the wheat, which next year will be more than ever wanted for our national security." This was written by the Westminster Gazette in London, UK on September 1914. Just gonna bring that a little bit closer so you can see. It says, "During both world wars, Canada played a lead role in producing food for Britain and the Allied troops. The need for increased production along with labor shortages led to the creation of a program that recruited youth from across the country to work on farms. Teenage boys participated in this National Soldiers of the Soil initiative during First World War, while young women joined programs such as the Ontario Farm Service Forces Farmerettes Brigade in the Second World War. Their hard work helped keep plates and stomachs full for both home and overseas." So there's the booklet you get. There is that, and there is the story on the back. So, a good reminder that not only do we need to help those abroad, but we do it not only with weapons to protect their countries and protect their freedoms, but also with food to give them strength while they're away, or if their country is being devastated, we need to give relief. So that is still something that we have to do in war-torn areas around the world to protect freedom. That being said, let's move on from Remembrance Day to something else to be thankful for. I'm thankful for you guys and my friends that continue to send me things to talk about on this channel, whether it be philatelic or other things that I discuss, like postcards. In this case, I'm going to start with Ida Marie, who is in Washington. She sent this envelope. Those are the stamps, nicely decorated. You even got the diagonal washi tape like I do, so I appreciate that. I noticed. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to face it downwards so you can see what I see laid out before me, because that is all the things that she has sent to me. She was at a recent stamp show of her own, and that's where she found these items. Let's start here with these nice corners. You can see they're blocks of 4 or strips of 4. I'm still uncertain about the differences between blocks and strips. It was explained to me in one of my recent videos where I made an error, but I've already forgotten. So you guys can leave it in the comments again if you think it's important to tell me again. Otherwise, you know what they are, and they're right there. Look at this beautiful beadwork. So we've got first day covers, we've got souvenir sheets, and then these ones here too. And then she sent a glassine envelope that was filled with stamps from all around the world. So we'll go through some of those. Let's see here, nice Zeppelin one there. Beautiful butterflies, people of interest, art. And I'm trying to do this in a way that is not showing the other things that are on the table just quite yet. There's some beautiful stamps in there. I really love those. Those older ones, there's a nice overprint. We've got some Canada mixed in there, United Nations. Soccer, very popular. Really nice old US stamp there too, the Merchant Marines. Sports. That's a really nice Greek stamp. Sticks out for me. And the Canadian goose there at the end. All right, so I can pull back enough that you won't see everything else. The other things that were in that envelope, if that wasn't enough, which there was more than enough in there to talk about, she sent this card here. It's the Capital Beltway, which is the local postcard club. And it's blank, so I can use it to send to other ones here. We have this one here, Connecticut Cover Club. Says they no longer meet at the Stop and Shop. We have Zoom meetings on the third Sunday of every month at 9:30, and then there's listings on the back if that's something you'd like to join. You certainly can. The St. Louis Stamp Expo in Hawk Point, Missouri. Then there were a few meetup cards, which I showed in the Friday video. There's the ones of all the people that have attended, and there is a blank version of it. And then PipeX 2025. Celebrating the 200th anniversary of the founding of Fort Vancouver. So there's another blank one there too that can be sent off. So quite a variety of things sent by Ida Marie. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It always gives me good things to talk about and show. There's also lots of things in here too that I can add to future giveaways, which is nice. And maybe a few of them will even remain with me. So I appreciate the effort. Next thing I want to do is I want to rotate, just this way, right here. So we'll sit down here for a second. This envelope showed up from Stephen in Australia, which he's really coolly created. So thank you for that, Stephen. Inside this envelope, there were, let's say, 3 different sections. And then there were some covers and things. He had a theme. He sent me this postcard. And on it, he said, happy belated birthday. Now, my birthday was almost a month ago, but he still managed to surprise me with a whole bunch of things. He went with the theme 1974. So in the October Moncton Stamp Show, a month ago, yesterday almost, I went in thinking, you know what I'll do? I'll try to find stamps that all came out with my birth year of 1974. I was turning 50. I turned 50, I guess. And so, I went into the stamp show unprepared. I didn't come in Scott catalog. I thought maybe I could go find things by date. And I've been to enough stamp shows. I know that's not how it works. So I didn't get anything. Now, Media in Finland sent me a few stamps from Finland that came out in 1974, which I thought was really cool. And then this envelope also showed up with the 1974 theme. Stephen scoured his collection and blew me away. Boom. He has started my 74 collection in a big way. First of all, he sent some first day covers. So New Zealand. Cover there is stamps. So all of these stamps, all of these covers, all this postage, all came out in 1974. One of the reasons I had suggested to people that one way you could collect was to collect your birth year or a year of significance. Maybe it's an anniversary. Maybe it has something to do with your parents. But there's a variety you can collect when you collect a single year. Now, there are a lot of stamps. That was Christmas ones there, 1974. You saw the centenary of Winston Churchill, 1974 as well. And so now I'm going to grab the camera once again. We are going to focus it downwards in front of me. And the very first thing that I opened and put before me was 1974 Australia, which he says he has included everything that came out that year except for the $4 definitive painting stamp that came out. That's the only stamp he hasn't included from Australia in 1974. And he also included this sheet St. Vincent. That's the nativity scene right there. So a strip of that. We'll grab this camera and face it down. So the first set we're looking here from 1974 came out on the 13th of February. It's the Animals Definitives, the 20, 25, 30, and 75 cents. And then the Painting Definitives that came out on the 24th of April, by the looks of things. So it's only the $4 one that's missing of this grouping. On May 15th, the Charter of Justice stamp came out. And in July 24th, we have non-Olympic sports, golf and cricket and rugby and surfing, all sorts of those. This looks like tennis, but it must not be tennis, because tennis is an Olympic sport. There's lawn bowling. And then we have these stamps here, which is the Universal Postal Union Centenary. So the 3 cent and the 70 cents. Then this one here, which is the Independent newspaper. That's the 155th anniversary stamp of that. October 16, we have the gemstones that have come out. And you can see that's an overprint too, so it went from an 8 cent to a 9 cent. And then this one here, we have Christmas, which these ones came out on the 13th of November of 1974. And then finally, we have the 5, 11, and 15 cent, oh, and there's a 60 cent denomination there too. These are the education definitives that came out in 1974. The next little surprise that Stephen included was in one of 2 envelopes that look like this. You can see it's got polo stickers and mushroom stickers, which represent the 2 of us. Just right over this way. Just get that share in the right position. There we go. That's much better. So right here in front of me are the stamps that were in here, and they are worldwide stamps that have come out in 1974. Let's just do this. And Churchill, 1974. There are a lot of people that celebrate Winston Churchill, and so Great Britain, of course, is on that list that put out Churchill stamps. New Zealand, Poland. So whatever you want to collect. I say this over and over again. Your collection is your collection. Whatever you decide you want to put in it, however you want to collect it, whether it is maps on stamps, stamps on stamps, fruit on stamps, birds, animals, video games. There are things for everything. Maybe your favorite bands, they're there. There's some floral from South Africa, Nicaragua. Just, you're going to find whatever you want, basically, on a stamp. And if you're collecting this way, I mean, these are massive stamps. You can see, you can find just about anything you like. Did I show you these ones? Yeah, I did. Mongolian stamps. So there are those. And then if we go just over here, you can see there's another envelope. And in it, these were the stamps. I'm try to get the glare off this. There we go. You can see they definitely say 1974 on these. Are you a chess player? There's some chess stamps. There's a different kind of chest. Brunei, the Sultan. Those of you who love World Cup, there are some World Cup stamps that came out in 1974. Like Stephen, there are some mushroom stamps from Germany. Here, once again, we are showing Winston Churchill. This time it's the Republic of Maldives that are putting out the stamps. Cuba. Belgium. Greece. There's the Soviet Union. Nice big stamps there. Bhutan, Republic of Maldives again, more soccer, football if you will, space theme, exploration, science, all sorts of transportation, art, Kennedy, zodiac signs, big frog. So there are the 1974 stamps that were sent. Wow. Now that we've talked about the gifts in the mail that showed up last week, let's talk about Christmas. I know it's still early. Usually here in Canada, as soon as Remembrance Day is done, November 11th, we switch into Christmas holiday mode. The stores now are already filled with decorations and presents and deals and things. I know in the United States they've got Thanksgiving first before we had Thanksgiving in October. So the next holiday for us is the Christmas season, if you will, from the Christian perspective, I suppose. But stamps have come out. And first I'm going to show you the religious ones that have come out, because there's 4 stamps that have come out. The first is this one here. I bought 2 packs so I can read to you what's on the back as you see what's on the front. So first of all, they're really nice stamps. I'll talk about that before I talk about the back of them. They're an interesting stamp. I like the picture. I like the frame. There is something extra, and we're going to talk about that after I've gone through all 4 stamps with you. But it is a shape stamp. Last year, they put out a stained glass window, which was also a shape stamp, so I give them props. I like that. So this says, according to the Gospel of Matthew, an angel announced to Joseph in a dream that his betrothed Mary carried a child by the Holy Spirit and that he should name the baby Jesus. Fleeing to Egypt to escape the wrath of the King Herod, the Holy Family eventually settled in Nazareth, in the district of Galilee. Joseph is considered by some to be the patron saint of the adoptive and foster parents, and is also the primary Catholic patron saint of Canada. So there you have those stamps. And like I said, I will show you something extra that goes with those once I go through the other stamps. I'm going to start with the domestic rate stamps. So they put out booklets of domestic rate, US rate, and international rate stamps, much like they did last year. And so this, get the right thing, nice gingerbread house. This is the domestic rate. Comes in a booklet of 12. It says, whimsically decorated gingerbread houses have become a culinary symbol of the holidays. Believed to have originated in what is now Germany, these edible edifices became popular around the same time as the 1812 publication of the Brothers Grimm story of Hansel and Gretel. German, Dutch, French, English settlers brought gingerbread to Canada as early as the 1700s. So there is the domestic rate stamp. The next is a booklet of 6. This one here. So these are the gingerbread houses that we can send to the US. That's the $1.40 stamp. And then finally, the international rate, which is $2.92 now, it's a big gingerbread barn. How cute are these? These are wonderful. But all 4 of these stamps have one thing in common. That one thing is, under black light, they glow. So you can see the star that led the 3 wise men to Jesus glows. The snowflakes in the gingerbread houses, let me just pull this a little bit further back so you can see it. the snowflakes on all the gingerbread houses glow under blacklight. It's not the first time that Canada has used blacklight in their stamps. They did it with the solar eclipse that happened this year as well. And there have been a couple others too that have had hidden blacklight things, including what we do with our passports. Just something fun to have with the stamps if you happen to have a blacklight handy. This one I got off Amazon. It didn't cost me very much, but it's been well worth it to be able to show you the different things that are showing up in our stamps these days that are a little extra. And when I renewed my passport before our big trip that we did in September, it was fun to run a blacklight over it too, because there are all sorts of hidden things on every page of our passports here to make them harder to counterfeit. They've done it in the past as well, but this year we got a brand new passport, so there's brand new things that are in there for security measures, and so it was fun to go over it with a blacklight. You might want to try it with your passport from your countries too, and might be surprised what you might find in them. All right, that's it for today. You guys enjoy remembering those people that paid the ultimate sacrifice for you today. It is not something we should take for granted our freedom, excuse me. There are lots of people that don't have the abilities and the freedoms that we have, and we have to remember that. And it took a lot to get here, and we fought dictators and people trying to conquer us for many years in the past. There are still people out there wanting to take away freedoms, and so we have to make sure we stand up. We be counted, we make ourselves known, and today is a day for remembering those people that have come before us that have done just that in a time of need. So that's my little spiel at the end. You guys have a magical week. What, follow? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?